No fears, no chains.
Invites you to live a life of emotional abundance.
Written by Vanessa Pisuto. Narrated by Belinda Sainsbury.
Good morning, dear friends. Today, March 23rd, our devotion is entitled 3 Days of Darkness. Our scripture reading is from Luke 24, verse 21. We had hoped he was the Messiah who had come to rescue Israel. This all happened 3 days ago. In his song, 12 Seconds of Darkness, Uruguayan singer Jorge Drexler reflects on how to learn through a crisis. He wrote it in Cabo Polonio, Uruguay, a place without electricity or internet. At night, the lighthouse at the Cape beams a pulse of light every 12 seconds, leading vessels at high sea. Those 12 seconds between one light beam and the other must seem like an eternity to a lost sailor in the midst of a storm. I imagine them holding their breath as waves pound on them until they see the light from the lighthouse again. Jorge Drexler sings, "Not knowing how to wait is of little use to a sailor," and he is right. Those 12 seconds of darkness really test our faith. After Jesus was buried, the disciples spent 3 days in total darkness. They had walked beside the light of the world, and they had seen him face to face. But when Jesus died, their hopes also died. We often underestimate the emotional agony of those 3 days. Since we know the end of the story, we jump forward to the resurrection. But the disciples did not have that luxury. They had to go through the dark night of their souls, full of uncertainty. I do not know how long you have been waiting while God remains silent, but I do know this. We only witness some of the most beautiful miracles after going through the darkest valleys. In waiting, when God seems silent, Randy Alcorn writes, "If our faith is based on the absence of struggles and afflictions, on the absence of doubt and questions, it is founded on sand. Such faith will not survive the soul's dark night. If we live on this earth long enough, at some point we will receive a phone call that will give us goosebumps, or we will suffer a devastating loss. Although we cannot avoid it, we can decide how to go through those seconds, days, or months of darkness. We can keep our eyes fixed on the lighthouse, remembering that the darkness will not last forever." In Messages to Young People, Ellen G. White says, "When temptations assail you, as they surely will, when care and perplexity surround you, when distressed and discouraged, you are almost ready to yield to despair. Look, oh look, to where with the eye of faith you last saw the light, and the darkness that encompasseth you will be dispelled by the bright shining of his glory. Dear Lord, on dark days, please help me to keep my eyes on the lighthouse. We had hoped he was the Messiah who had come to rescue Israel. This all happened 3 days ago. Luke 24, verse 21.